Well, we've got a few interesting updates for Blue Beetle. Not only has the voice of the Scarab been revealed, we got our first live-action view of the main villain of the movie, Conrad Carapax, the Indestructible Man. Let's check out both the updates. Well, we are just a few days from The Flash, but following up The Flash in August is Blue Beetle. This movie has had an interesting life so far, starting out on HBO Max and finding its way to the big screen. Now, there are a lot of things we know about the movie. Xolo Manituera is going to take up the role of Jaime Reyes. We've got a huge supporting cast. Susan Sarandon is playing Victoria Cord, and Conrad Carapax will be the main villain. The most recent news has revealed two big details about the film. First, the voice talent behind that AI, and secondly, a live-action look at Carapax. So let's dive into both stories. Kicking us off is the voice of Khaji, aka the Scarab, and this will be voiced by Becky G. Now, a lot of fans are pretty excited about this because she has some history in geek culture with Power Rangers, and the little sample they released yesterday, well, I have to say, I think her voice completely works. It is a rather interesting and unexpected choice. She's most well known worldwide as a singer and performer, but she has done a lot of acting even outside of her Power Rangers role, and honestly her voice in the clips that we got works perfectly, and I think she's well suited for the part. If you're a fan of the comics, you know how important getting this AI right will be for making Blue Beetle actually work on screen. It is the perfect vehicle for suppositional dialogue, and to reveal various points of history, aspects of the Scarab, and how it actually works. There also is a comedic aspect to it interacting with Jaime, which we get a little bit of in the teaser, so I am very hopeful the Scarab and its personality is something that totally connects with fans. This needs to be very much like Jarvis or Friday in the MCU, and I really do hope the Blue Beetle team managed to pull this off. Now, the other day we got our first look at the main villain via a toy leak, specifically a Funko Pop, which didn't give us a lot of context to the character. But now, in the recent announcement for Becky G, we actually got a quick peek at the villain and some really good stills. So let's go ahead and check out those stills. Now, for a while I've been a little worried about how this villain was going to manifest on screen because he's a little weird and it looks like he's been ripped right from the comics. It is very, very similar to the comic book design, and I have to say, highlighting the red aspects of the character, the contrast with Jaime Reyes' blue, that really is going to work very, very well on screen. The villain is definitely not one of the well-known villains in DC Comics, but he has been a staple of Blue Beetle comics for quite a while, going back several decades and historically facing off with Ted Kord. Actually, Victoria Cord being included in this movie, Ted Kord being missing, and him being the villain, I have a sneaking suspicion this bad guy might already be established before the movie even starts, and it'll tie us directly back with his history and specifically Ted Kord. Now, I expect a lot of Blue Beetle news coming our way as soon as The Flash drops. Once the movie is released and it has this little window to shine, I expect DC to put the full court press on this movie and get it a lot of exposure. It definitely has all the components of being something fairly special and unexpected because fans really haven't seen the Beetle before. Exactly how this battle between the Indestructible Man and Blue Beetle works out on the big screen, well, we're gonna have to wait and see.